like if you do step back and look at everything holistically, like one of the biggest problems with the healthcare industry right now is that it's so siloed. We have over 100 different medical and surgical subspecialties, and the business model of American healthcare right now is volume. It's how many people can you see, and so that's what you get paid for. You don't get paid for outcomes, you get paid for volume, and so that has incentivized a structure of healthcare where it's most profitable to actually be seen by as many specialists as humanly possible, and that's what the average American is dealing with. They go to the primary care doctor with a list of issues, and they get 8, 10 referrals, and they spend their life going through revolving doors of these different healthcare offices and not actually really feeling better, and they feel disappointed, and that's why I think people are frustrated. So we've got all these doctors who are incentivized to really be head down in their specialty lane and not actually step out and look at the big picture of how things are connected, when in fact it's all connected. We don't see the body anymore, and I'm just telling you this from like sheer experience of being in medical school. Like, we are not trained to see the body as a unified system. We're trained to see it as 20, 30 different parts. And so no one's seeing the forest for the trees. But like Kelly's saying, like, look at what's happening. Like, look at what's happening with kids. We've got ADHD through the roof, autism through the roof. These are neurodevelopmental issues. Then you look at midlife. Well, women and men are depressed. We have huge rates of mental illness.
25% of women.
25% of women now are on SSRI. I mean, we're living in like the wealthiest, safest country in human history, and 25% of people are on an SSRI. That's insane. Then you go into menopause, perimenopause, that age group, and it's sort of brain fog. And then we have full-blown Alzheimer's going up. So we've got all these neurodevelopmental issues and neurodegenerative issues sort of across the lifespan. And, then you look at kind of the hormonal side of thing. We've got girls going through puberty much earlier than they ever were. We are of continents on Earth, we are the earliest puberty rates right now. That's gone down on an average 6 years since 1900. Our puberty rates are way earlier. So girls are reaching sexual maturity at like age 10.
They're getting pubic hair.
Then you've got, in midlife, you look at women, and infertility is through the roof. We've got PCOS is affecting 26% of women. This is a metabolic fertility issue. It's a leading cause of infertility in the country. Then we look at older age, and like menopausal symptoms are a disaster for women. This is why a book like The New Menopause was like the #1 book in the country for a while, because women are desperate. So if you step back and look at all these different things, we've got these neuro issues throughout the lifetime, all exploding. These hormonal issues throughout the lifetime, all exploding. It's happening all over the place, but no one's stopping asking why. Like, why is this happening? Instead, we put ADHD in a bucket. We put depression and anxiety in a bucket. We put Alzheimer's in a bucket. And so that's really the problem. And I think, when you think about some of these things, it's like we're becoming infertile and we're losing our minds across the lifespan. Like, what the hell is happening? Like, that's what these diseases, these buckets of diseases represent. And I think that's why I think it's, we talked about like it's the tip of the ice. Health is the tip of the iceberg of fundamentally like a planetary issue. But like the planetary issue is the tip of the iceberg of what I think is really, really going on here, which is like a spiritual issue. Like we are like not fighting for life in this world anymore. And I think that's more of a consciousness issue. We talk about why is no one covering this? It's like, I think people see it. I think in some way we have like totally lost respect for like the miraculousness of life. That's what our actions are reflecting. Like, we know a lot. We have the technology, the money, and the resources to fix all of this, the planet and health, and we're not. And that's why I think there's something darker happening on like the consciousness level. And I think we could get our way out of this I think it's going to be hard to get our way out of this if we stick to like partisan politics and quibbling about individual policy ideas. I think it has to start with like, are we committed to life and to awe and to connecting with source and then listening and moving our way out of here, or are we not? And if we choose not, which is what I think we're doing, I mean, I think there's huge light happening because that's why everyone's interested in this. That's why a lot of people are interested in this issue right now. But like, if we don't, like, I do think we're on the road to existential disaster because we're that powerful now. I think step one is us deciding like, what choice do we want to make in this lifetime? Do we want to believe that humans are that life is a miracle? This universe is a miracle. Our bodies are miracles, and we want to connect with God in this lifetime. We want to build and respect these temples that are interconnected with the earth to do that, or do we not? And like, that's the choice we have right now. And I think we have to take that very seriously. And I think a lot of the political stuff that's happening, Maha, it's all just a reflection of people wanting to find a way to fight for life and not knowing how. But on the biggest level, like that's what I think is kind of happening here.